All right, it's day 15. Just leaving Stecoah Gap. Lonnie dropped me off from the Stecoah Creek Hostel that I showed you in the last video, which was last night. And it's a slight rain, drizzle. I'm trying to make it about 15.5 miles to the shelter at Fontana, which is said to always be packed. They call it, I think, the Fontana Hilton, unless there's actually a Hilton there. People keep talking about it because it's got a shower and things. And then from there, it'll be the start of the Smokies. I booked a hotel for Tuesday so I can zero on Wednesday and then stay Wednesday night as well, because on Wednesday, let that go by. On Wednesday night, the temperatures now, they're calling for a low of around 20, and Wednesday itself not getting out of the 30s, so haven't zeroed since last weekend. Figured that'd be a good time to take one, and if my buddy comes up, I'll just go back on the weekend and do another zero. It's no big deal, but I don't want to be pushing it. It's gonna be low 30s the rest of the time anyway, which is cold enough for me. So yeah, just getting underway. Probably stopping a little bit and throw as best I can the rain cover on my pack if it doesn't stop drizzling, and I'll get back to you with any good stuff and any good views. All right, talk to you later. So just a couple things now that I'm up that hill about last night. First off, the hostel was great. It was $30 for the night, plus $5 for a shuttle for, I think there were about 6 or 7 people staying there for all of us. $5 each to go in to Bryson City and resupply. And they had an Ingles, which is a supermarket, and a Walgreens where somebody picked up a knee brace. And then I went to McDonald's with a couple of guys. I was able to have the double, so I ate 4 of the 2 for $3 McDoubles cheeseburgers, and big thing of chocolate milk. And then, amazingly, when I got back to the hostel, I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 220. And I know I started around 230 to 235, so it means I'm losing almost a full pound a day, which is almost unbelievable. If you had said a half pound, that would have been pretty easy to believe, just based on how much I can eat in a day versus estimate of hiking. You know, about 3,000 eating and 5,000 hiking, but a full pound is just crazy. And but other than that, the hostel had free laundry, free coffee, had Wi-Fi, which was good for getting the internet but not good for uploading. And then I was able to upload 1 video, and for some reason I tried to upload a second and it just wouldn't get past 0. So, you know, I'm pretty new to the whole YouTube thing. I'll have to figure out why that is, but I was able to get 1 more video, and then hopefully if I have strong Wi-Fi at the hotel in Gatlinburg, I'll be able to catch up, because I'm definitely still running about a week behind. But yeah, can't recommend the hostel enough, Lonnie, and the price and the amenities were just great. And so if you're ever in Stecoah, I guess that's the town name, that's the gap name. If you're ever there, you should stop by. All right, people. just thinking about this on the subject of the Bald Mountains, which I think I mentioned, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 videos back at this point, that nobody really knew why they were bald. Well, I was riding in with Lonnie to the Gap this morning, and I got to talking about it, and I said, you know, none of these bald mountains has really seemed bald, except for Siler's bald was a bit bald. All the rest of them seem like they're just keeping the top clear so that people get the good view. And you know, Lonnie's lived here his whole life. He said, oh, they used to be balder, which I knew, but they used to be, I guess, much balder. And he said around here the prevailing wisdom is that it was for people to graze animals when they didn't have any of the good land because they were too poor. And now he kind of agreed with me that they probably just keep them bald at the tops so people camp up there and get the really good views, because, you know, it's not like they're bald for like 100 acres. It's just enough of the trees clear at the top that it's not obstructed. So just a little interesting conversation I had on the way in, and follow up on that. But so I thought I'd share it, so I'll leave you with that. Well, over the last hill, just going the last 4.3 miles or so into town. Overall, it's been a pretty gray, gloomy, cold day, but you know, we're plugging away at it, and probably gonna have a few days like that if you're hiking for 5 or 6 months. So make the best of it, and I'll be getting into the shelter here, and hopefully it's a little bit warmer, about 2,000 feet below where I'm at, and I'll show you that when I get there. The camera picks it up through the trees, and maybe there'll be a better spot in a bit, but down there is the Fontana Dam. You can see the water kind of in the middle top, and then there's a big kind of black looking dam, and if I get a better shot I'll take another one in a bit, but this is the first I've been able to see it, and I'll be crossing that tomorrow and headed into the Smokies. All right. Well, I gotta say that, you know, it dropped to about 2,000 feet, and all this green is making it a little bit cheerier to finish the day. And the sun's come out a little bit, which is nice. So, end of the day, not quite as gloomy as the rest of the day. All right. Remember, in Georgia, I said the Benton McKay Trail crossed the approach trail from Amicalola 3 or 4 times. Well, now I'm approximately 165 trail miles away, and here it's crossing the trail again. So that itself is quite a trail. I think it's maybe over 300 miles, but somebody look it up on Wikipedia and you can tell me. Well, this is the Fontana Marina. That's Fontana Lake. You can see in the rim it's low, but apparently it's always low. This guy blowing leaves over here, so hopefully you can hear me. And it's the rainy season in North Carolina, so according to Lonnie, it just fills back up in time for the summer. I got another mile to go. I don't need anything at the marina, so I'm going to get moving. Through the trees, I made it to the campsite known as the Fontana Hilton. It's got a shower and a bathroom down there, which is the only site I've been to so far that has that. It's got a lot of tent pads, but they're all concrete and my tent can't set up on concrete. So right now I'm set up on this really iffy spot. There's a couple other spots I might be able to set up. There's a grassy spot down there. There's a grassy spot down there. I might move it later. But this place is living up to its reputation. Down the hill there is the shelter, and there's a pretty big party with about 30 people going on, and section hiker slash I don't know if she said she was former thru hiker or not. I think she just said section, named HoneyBee, brought about 5 cases of beer and a bucket of snacks and toilet paper, hand sanitizer, anything you could want. So I'm gonna go down there in a minute and try to show it around without getting too many of these people's faces. So that's the Fontana Hilton. You can see the party going on. Hopefully everybody's far enough away and not being loud enough that you can hear what they're saying, because there's a little bit of language. And I'll try to take a picture or two without sound so you can get an idea.